Okay, guys, I'm not going to take your time a lot today. We're just going to do a speaking test. And çok teşekkür ederim. Based on what you had in the on the page. So, are you ready for the questions? Evet veya hayır. Family and relationships, speaking questions. Who's ready? If you're ready, send me a request and we'll ask you the questions. Hello.
Hi there.
Hi,
How are you? How's it going? Good to see you.
Pretty well. Good to see you
Okay,
too.
all right.
Good to see you. Can you hear me well?
A little bit I have noise, but it's good.
It's good, okay. As long as you can hear me, despite the situation we all know, it's still a blessing. Okay, so your name is Sajjad, was it?
That's right. My name is Sajjad and I am from Isfahan too, just like you. But I never been in Turkey until now. Ali شما چطوره؟
شما چطوره؟ Oh, I miss Isfahan so
ولی
much.
شهرداری ترکیه چطوره؟ دست شهرداری درد نکنه.
اصفهان که نمیشه. اما دیگه کاری است که از دستشون برمیاد. دیگه در همین میتونن.
That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, you should come. I'm coming to Isfahan actually in maybe 2 weeks. 1 week, 2 weeks. I'll be coming. That's the plan anyway. Okie dokie. So, are you just here because you were like online, or did you really look at our questions? Or despite, I mean, your English seems to be all right. I don't think you needed that much practice, but just out of curiosity, have you looked at the questions that we have on the page?
I never seen your questions, but sometimes I see your lives, but not in online, but in offline sometimes. Yes.
Okay. لهجه اصفهانی زد بیرون تو انگلیسی.
I have no good your voice. I have you have a bad voice for me, but it's okay. I can hear you very bad.
I'm sorry about that, but I can hear you. Okay, so shall we start asking some questions then? Okay, so do you have a large family or a small family?
I have a large family because my family, I have one sister and one brother, and we have a very good time together, and I have a very wonderful parents that they always are emotional for me to communicate with me and have a good time together, just like weekends, like now. And we are going to make a good trip for ourselves for tomorrow. It is great for me to enjoy with them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, good for you. What sort of things do you like to do with your siblings?
I think having much more time with them, because my brother have Q tests in this year, and he's always in library, and we have no good communication together because he's all the time in library, and I cannot see him for a long time in a day. But I think having much more time in a day, it's very wonderful thing for me, for my siblings in this moment.
Okay. In terms of personality, in terms of personality, are people more influenced by their family or by their friends?
Your voice is very bad, Nushin. Your voice is very bad. I can't hear your voice. Once again.
I'll go again. In terms of personality, are people more influenced by their family or by their friends?
In this moment, I think young people or adults people make good communication with their friends, despite their family. But in traditional family, we could see the good communication with parents and siblings to each other. But in this moment, we have a online communication with them, and we spend much more time with my friends. Especially in a modern time, it is getting much more bigger to communicate with friends despite the family. And it is one of the very important features of modernism, that you are in abroad, you are just like a student or anything else, and you cannot make good communicate with your family in your country. Just like you, I think you are in abroad and you are in not your country and communicate with your parents and different people who they are in your country. It is very hard. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Last question. How has your family influenced your career choices?
That's a tough question, because I am a simple person, not very different person with fancy behavior or different things that they don't like to be. And I think they influenced me to make me better. But there is no different variety of influences that I want to be or they want to be. I'm a simple person. That's why they influenced me to be a good person for our society or our country. That's it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Great. Tell me about your background in English.
I have a very, 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 very long-term time that I've never been in a class for a year. That's why I cannot good communication with you. I am so sorry about it. But I was very happy because you was in live and I come and joined to request for you.
Thank you.
You are full of energy. And I follow you for your energy, because the teacher have to be full of energy and colorful, and you are. But I follow you for a long-term time, and I see you have a different depression about yourself, because I saw your biography in live. But I wanted to tell you that each person has a bad biography about itself, himself or herself. That's why the reality of life is it. And you have to make good communication with your family. That's it. Your bad behavior or anything else happens for each person in a planet. And you have to be full of energy for all the time.
I know. And I agree. I agree. I'm doing my best. Okay. Thank you, Sajjad.
You're welcome.
Let's talk about the questions. The first question I asked you was, let me bring it again. Okay, the first question I asked you was, do you have a large family or a small family? You started by saying, I have a large family, if I'm not mistaken. But then you said, because I have one like sister. And you know, the because is not a good linking word. In fact, you don't have a big family because you have a sister. You could have just explained that I've got a big family, I have a sister, I have a brother, and so on. You know, the because was not a correct linking word.
That's right. That's definitely right.
Good to know. The other thing is you keep making mistakes with a very good. For example, you said we have a very wonderful. I have a very wonderful parents. You know what I think? I think this a very the
Uh-huh.
the two words together, they have become like a pet word in your head, and you don't distinguish when you have to say just very and when you have to say a very. So it's always, whenever you want to say very, you say a very. But you have to be careful that after very, do you have something countable or uncountable? So you can't say
All
a
right.
very wonderful parents. And you can't really say very wonderful. What else did you said somewhere else? A very good, I can't remember. It slipped my mind. I just have, because you were talking quite fast, so I took notes as fast as I could. But just remember that. So I've got wonderful parents, not a very. Then you said my parents are emotional. I don't think you wanted to use emotional. Emotional is not necessarily a good good characteristic. I think you wanted to say they are supportive. Yeah. Yeah,
Right. 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 Right.
like
Right.
SRT, but you wanted to say that they are supportive. And then you
All
said
right.
that we have good time. That was fantastic. And then you said we are going to make a good trip. Again, there's something wrong with that. What is the verb that collocates with trip? Do we say make a trip?
No, travel.
Okay, we say we're going to travel.
All right.
Or you can say we're going to have a good trip.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 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 Right.
But
That's definitely right for all the time.
good. But the very good thing about you, Sajid, is that you developed your answers. And I always tell my students, I always tell them, we're not interrogating you. باز نمی‌کنیم. Because people give short answers, and you didn't have that problem. You were talking so much that I literally couldn't take notes. I kept falling behind. And then we went to the next question. And the next question was, what sort of things do you like to do with your siblings? And I have to say that you didn't really answer the question, because you didn't tell me what you want to do. You said that you don't have a lot of time, and your brother is doing the test, and you don't have time. But I don't know what sort of, like, I don't see my sister because she's in Canada, and I don't see my brother because he's in Germany. But if you ask me what sort of things do you like to do, then I would say I would like to, I don't know, play games. We like to dance. We like to play cards. That's the answer. But then you said there is no good communication. Again, that's not what you mean. You meant, because good communication means talking, but not in a proper way. You wanted to say that we don't talk.
Right. I understand you very well.
Good to know. And then you said, again, you said a very wonderful time. Again, that is not correct. And having much more time, that's good. To have much more time is good. Then I went to the next question, and I asked you about, in terms of personality. No, this was not the question. What was the question I asked you? How has your family influenced your career choices? And you said, oh no, the question was, are they more influenced by family or friends? And you started with, in this moment. We're not really talking about in this moment, are we?
I answered you. That's a tough question. Not in this moment.
No.
I said in this moment.
That's a tough question. Is the next question.
Okay.
This question you said in this moment. You wanted to say these days. Okay.
Okay.
But then you said despite. That was really good. And then you said it is getting much more bigger. That's again good. But then you said I think you have sisters in abroad. Very common mistake. It's not in abroad, it's abroad.
It's abroad, right?
Don't say in.
Okay.
In abroad is like kind of Farsi, to kharij. And
English, no?
it is,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last question, you started with, that's a tough question. That was very good. That was a very good start when I said, how has your family influenced your career choices? And it is a tough question, okay? But again, you didn't answer my question. You just said that they influence me. I'm a normal person. I'm simple. You know, again, I didn't get my answer.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. به خاطر نت ایران.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
But anyway, if there's another instance that you don't hear somebody, you say, please repeat the question. Because if you start answering the question and you don't answer the question, it's definitely...
All right. That's right. That's definitely right.
It's definitely worse than saying something that saying something...
I am sorry about it.
Is worse.
Ma'am.
I'm sorry. I wish I could do something about the internet, but
خیلی بده واقعا.
If it makes you feel any better, the internet in Turkey is messed up as well, and maybe it's because of the elections, the day after tomorrow. My grandmother in Esfahan used to say, ما هر جا میریم بختمون از قبل رفته. حالا we've come here and it's the elections and the internet is the election is messy and, there's inflation, so بختمون اومده بوده as an Iranian.
بالاخره اونا همسایه‌ایم دیگه، دیوار به دیوار ایرانن بالاخره.
اون ماجرای بخته.
به جای که برین ترکیه بعد میرفتین دبی، قطری جای
Trust me, if we had gone to Dubai or even if we had gone to Switzerland, something horrible would happen there. So people in other countries should thank us for not going to their country. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so
much, Sajjad.
It was nice talking to you.
Lucy, I have a question.
Sure.
من باید چی کار کنم که فینگلیش هم انگلیش بشه؟ همش در واقع انگلیسی و همش کلمات و اصطلاحات در واقع تو فارسی به کار میبرم.
Yeah, you do that. Well, there's two things. First of all, and the most important one, is that you expose yourself to as much general English as you can. Exposure is the most important thing. So you always need to, like in my house, usually there's something in Turkish going on. But when I was in Tehran, our television was never on Farsi. It was always on English. I only listened to English music. I only listened to English podcasts. And now, like people tell me, یه پادکست خیلی خوب اومده، پادکست نمیدونم رخو گوش بده این کتاب. And I do want to, but I don't, because I'd prefer to listen to something in English, because that's my... So first of all,
پس باید مداوم من خودم رو در معرض شنیدن بذارم، درسته؟
Okay. And number two is somebody giving you feedback, because if you get feedback, you will, for the rest of your life, you will continue saying, I had a very wonderful parents, and nobody is there to correct you. So you need somebody like even a friend or a teacher. Best situation would be having a teacher that is a little bit better than you and is there to, you know, من به بچه ها همیشه میگم مثل عدس پاک کردن باید سنگاشو در بیاریم. Right? You need somebody to be there to pick out your mistakes.
first.
But
Okay.
it was great talking to you anyway. Thank you.
It was my pleasure to be with you tonight.
pleasure,
It was great for me.
the pleasure was all mine. Trust me.
Thank you. Thank you for all the time.
You're welcome.
Good to
Have a
see
good
you.
evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. You too.